The Mayo Clinic, Johns Hopkins, and the CDC all agree. Most seniors aren't dying from sudden accidents or rare diseases. Instead, it's small, everyday habits that slowly wear the body down, often without a single symptom until it's too late. The truly dangerous health mistakes aren't obvious. They don't scream for attention. They hide in routine, how you sit, what you skip, what you assume is harmless. That's why so many Americans over 60 find themselves blindsided by illness, weakness, or memory loss they thought would never happen to them. And more often than not, it starts earlier than anyone expects. Here's the truth. Most people don't realize they've made these mistakes until they've lost something. Strength, independence, clarity. You may not notice a slow loss of balance. You may not realize how much your sleep has changed, but every one of these changes chips away at your ability to stay active, alert, and in control. The scary part? Most of them are preventable. You just have to know what to look for. This is especially important if you're in your 60s or early 70s, because once those mistakes stack up, turning things around gets harder. The window to act is now. And understanding these 6 often ignored habits can make the difference between living to 75 in good health or watching your world shrink year by year. If you're worried about losing mobility, struggling with memory, or becoming dependent on others for things you used to do with ease, you're not alone. These are real concerns shared by millions of seniors across the country. The slow loss of freedom can feel frustrating, confusing, even scary. But the most powerful way to protect yourself is to stay informed and take small steps consistently. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about avoiding the traps that quietly take a toll on your health behind the scenes. Today, we'll walk through 6 critical health mistakes most people don't even realize they're making, and how to spot them in your own routine. With each one, you'll also learn a simple way to stop or even reverse the damage. We're not talking about drastic diets or grueling workouts. These are small, doable changes that protect your mind, your body, and your independence. Starting now. Before we continue, take a moment to subscribe and turn on notifications. Every week, we share practical, research-backed tips to help you live longer, move better, and feel more like yourself, no matter your age. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about holding on to what matters: your energy, your clarity, your freedom. You and I both want the same thing: to see 75 and beyond with strength, confidence, and purpose. And that starts with noticing what others ignore. So let's begin. Here's the first hidden mistake, and it's one nearly everyone assumes won't matter until it's too late. Mistake number 1, neglecting annual checkups. Many people assume that if they feel fine, they must be fine. It's an easy belief to hold, especially if you've lived a relatively healthy life. You're eating fairly well, taking your medications, and staying active. So why bother with another doctor's appointment where you might wait an hour just to hear everything looks good? The problem is that reassurance can become a trap, because the most dangerous health issues for seniors don't cause pain. They don't warn you, they build quietly, until your heart, brain, or kidneys are already under stress. Skipping annual checkups can feel like you're saving time and effort, but in reality, it may be costing you the very years you're trying to protect. Janet, a 68-year-old retired librarian from Tucson, felt the same way. She hadn't seen her doctor in over 3 years. She walked every morning, avoided fast food, and hadn't been sick in over a decade. It wasn't until she nearly fainted at a grocery store that she realized something was wrong. At the ER, they found she had dangerously high blood pressure, something that had likely been rising slowly for years. Her kidneys were already showing signs of damage. Her doctor told her that if it had been caught earlier, a simple medication could have prevented most of it. But now she was facing a lifetime of managing a condition that had silently taken root. What shocked her most wasn't that she was sick. It was how long she had been without knowing. According to the CDC, nearly half of US adults have high blood pressure, and most don't even realize it. For seniors, the risk is even greater because the body becomes less efficient at regulating blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar with age. The National Institute on Aging notes that type 2 diabetes often goes undiagnosed for years, silently damaging nerves, eyes, and the heart. These aren't rare issues. They're incredibly common, but they're also incredibly quiet. You won't feel your arteries narrowing. You won't feel your blood sugar creeping up. And by the time symptoms do appear, fatigue, shortness of breath, blurry vision, your body may have already paid the price. Early detection changes everything. A basic blood panel can reveal red flags long before they affect how you feel. An annual visit lets your doctor track subtle changes in your weight, blood pressure, cholesterol, or kidney function that you'd never notice day to day. Over time, these tiny shifts add up to either long-term health or long-term complications. Think of it like maintenance on a car. You don't wait for the engine to fail before checking the oil. Your body needs that same attention, not because something is obviously wrong, but because something silent might already be starting. The consequences of skipping those appointments aren't just medical, they're personal. Heart disease remains the leading cause of death for Americans over 65. Strokes often strike without warning, especially when high blood pressure has been left unchecked. And diabetes, when caught late, can mean nerve pain, vision loss, or chronic fatigue. All of these conditions are manageable when caught early, but when left alone, they steal quality of life, limit your independence, and shrink the future you had hoped for. These aren't distant possibilities. They're real risks, quietly growing stronger each year an exam is missed. The good news is that staying on top of your health doesn't have to be difficult or time-consuming. The fix is simple. Schedule a full checkup once a year. Put it on your calendar the same way you would a family birthday or a seasonal trip. And if mobility or transportation is an issue, many providers now offer telehealth visits, home blood pressure cuffs, and mobile blood tests. Even a virtual appointment can catch red flags that would otherwise go unnoticed. If you're enrolled in Medicare, most of these annual visits are fully covered. You don't have to wait until something feels wrong. You can check in, catch issues early, and get peace of mind, all in under an hour. Here's a quick question to ask yourself. When was your last full checkup? Not a quick prescription refill, a full visit with labs, vitals, and a full body review. If it's been more than a year, you're not alone, but it's time. Mark your calendar, call your doctor, and take this small step that could add years to your life. Mistake number 2, sitting too long. It seems harmless enough. Resting in your favorite recliner, catching up on news, reading a good book, or watching an episode or two of your favorite show. But over time, those hours add up. And when sitting becomes the default for most of the day, it begins to do real damage. This isn't about avoiding relaxation. It's about avoiding what doctors now call chair lock, a condition where the muscles, joints, and even the cardiovascular system begin to weaken from extended periods of inactivity. For many seniors, this isn't intentional. It creeps in as mobility decreases or routines slow down. You sit more because life slows down, but your body doesn't stop needing movement. Sharon, 70, from Atlanta, never thought of herself as inactive. She cooked, checked in with neighbors, and walked her dog once a day. But as the years passed, she started spending more time inside, especially after her husband passed away. Mornings with coffee on the couch turned into hours flipping through the same channels. She'd get up for lunch, maybe do a load of laundry, then sit again until dinner. One day she noticed her legs felt stiff. Climbing stairs felt harder. She brushed it off as aging, until a minor trip over her doorstep turned into a fractured hip. In recovery, her doctor explained that the fall wasn't just an accident. It was the result of weakened leg muscles and poor balance, both tied directly to long hours of sitting every day. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has confirmed that sedentary behavior is one of the most overlooked health risks among older adults. Prolonged sitting is directly linked to an increased risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain types of cancer. What many don't realize is how quickly the negative effects kick in. After just 30 to 60 minutes of sitting, your blood flow slows. Your muscles begin to stiffen, blood sugar rises. The longer you remain seated, the harder your heart has to work to keep your circulation healthy. Over time, this inactivity doesn't just lead to stiffness. It starts to shrink muscle mass, increase insulin resistance, and make basic movement harder. It's not only your legs that suffer. When your spine stays in the same position for hours, the discs compress, your posture changes, and lower back pain becomes more frequent. Sitting too long also affects digestion. Your metabolism slows, leading to weight gain, even if you haven't changed your eating habits. And perhaps most importantly, staying seated too long affects the brain. Reduced circulation can make you feel foggy, sluggish, and less alert. Over time, this can contribute to cognitive decline, particularly when paired with social isolation or reduced sunlight exposure. But here's the encouraging part. You don't need to turn into a marathon walker to counter this. The solution is short, simple movements at regular intervals. Standing up once every hour for just 5 minutes can significantly improve circulation and joint mobility. You can walk to the kitchen, stretch your arms, do a few gentle marches in place, or check the mail. These little movements reactivate your muscles, reset your posture, and send signals to your brain that your body is still engaged. Over time, this habit helps protect against falls, manage weight, and even improve mood. Some seniors set a kitchen timer. Others use smartwatches or phone alarms. You can link it to your favorite programs, stand up during every commercial break, or take a lap around the living room between chapters of your book. If you're feeling more ambitious, consider using a standing desk or placing a small exercise stepper near your favorite chair. Even balancing on one foot while brushing your teeth counts. These changes might feel small, but they create a rhythm of movement that your body thrives on. It's not about burning calories, it's about keeping your system awake, responsive, and strong. Ask yourself right now, how long have you been sitting today? And be honest, are you still sitting as you listen to this? If you are, here's a quick challenge. Pause this video and stand up. Take 20 steps around your space. Stretch your arms overhead. Notice how different your body feels with just that small shift. Then come back, because sometimes the best way to start protecting your health is to simply get up. Mistake number 3, underestimating hydration. It's easy to forget about water when you're not sweating or feeling thirsty. But as we age, the body's thirst signals become less reliable. Meaning by the time you feel thirsty, you may already be mildly dehydrated. And while a little thirst might seem harmless, even slight dehydration can quietly affect nearly every system in your body. From brain fog to urinary tract infections to fatigue, not getting enough fluids is one of the most overlooked contributors to health decline in older adults. This isn't about guzzling gallons a day. It's about staying consistently, gently hydrated in a way that supports your energy, memory, and overall stability. Take Harold, a 70-year-old retired electrician from Milwaukee. He always thought he drank enough. His morning coffee, a soda with lunch, maybe a cup of water here and there. But over the past few months, he noticed something off. He'd lose his train of thought more often. Standing up too quickly made him feel woozy. And then came 2 urinary tract infections in one season, something he hadn't experienced before. His doctor asked him a simple question. How much water do you drink in a day? Harold didn't know, but after tracking it for a week, he realized he was drinking less than half of what his body actually needed. A few easy changes, keeping a pitcher nearby, using a simple app to track sips, made a huge difference. Within weeks, he felt clearer, more balanced, and hadn't had a dizzy spell since. According to the Mayo Clinic, even mild dehydration, losing just 1 to 2% of your body's water, can impair memory, mood, and focus. And the National Institute on Aging notes that seniors are more likely to become dehydrated because kidney function declines with age, and medications like diuretics or blood pressure pills can increase fluid loss. The effects of not drinking enough may show up as confusion, irritability, constipation, dry skin, or constant fatigue. All symptoms that can be mistaken for something more serious, when in fact, the fix might be as simple as a glass of water. One of the most dangerous effects is dizziness. Without enough fluid, blood pressure can drop suddenly when you stand, leading to lightheadedness or falls, both common causes of injury among older adults. Dehydration also thickens the blood, increasing the risk of clots and slowing circulation. On a cellular level, water is what helps deliver nutrients, flush waste, and regulate temperature. Without it, the whole system runs less efficiently. And it's not just the body. Research also shows that short-term memory, alertness, and even reasoning skills decline when hydration is too low. The good news is, staying hydrated doesn't require constant chugging or complicated formulas. A simple goal to aim for is around 8 cups of fluid per day, though this can vary depending on your size, medications, and climate. And fluid doesn't only mean plain water. Herbal teas, broths, and even fruits like melon or cucumbers count toward your total. Still, the easiest and most consistent approach is keeping plain water handy throughout the day. Some seniors fill a half-gallon jug in the morning and make it their quiet goal to finish it by bedtime. Others use apps that track water in ounces with each sip. Even setting a reminder every few hours can keep hydration top of mind. Try starting your day with a full glass before coffee. Sip a few ounces with every meal and before bed. If you're on the go, carry a small bottle in your bag or car. And if you're worried about nighttime bathroom trips, front-load your water intake earlier in the day. You'll likely feel more energized, focused, and even more balanced on your feet, without needing to change anything else. Now ask yourself, how many ounces of water have you had today? Not coffee, not soda, actual water. Most people overestimate this without realizing how far behind they really are. Keep that number in mind, and let's see if tomorrow it's a little bit higher. Mistake number 4, ignoring strength training. As the years pass, it's common to accept a little weakness or slower movement as just a part of getting older. But there's a name for the steady loss of muscle that happens with age: sarcopenia. It starts quietly, often around age 60, and without intervention, it accelerates. By the time many people reach 75, they've lost up to 30% of their muscle mass. This isn't just about looking toned. Muscle keeps you standing, walking, lifting, and even breathing properly. When it fades, balance suffers, joints become unstable, and everyday tasks like climbing stairs or rising from a chair turn into challenges. Let's meet Irene, a 75-year-old retired teacher living in Miami. She was always active, danced in her 40s, walked the beach in her 50s. But in the last few years, she started avoiding heavier grocery bags and stopped kneeling in the garden. "It's just stiffness," she told herself. One morning, she stumbled on her porch step and fractured her wrist. In rehab, she learned the fall didn't just happen. She lacked the leg and core strength to recover her balance. The physical therapist gave her resistance bands and guided her through simple strength routines. Within 3 months, Irene felt steadier, stronger, and more independent than she had in years. Johns Hopkins Medicine highlights that strength training is not just safe for seniors, it's essential. Building and maintaining muscle reduces the risk of falls, speeds up recovery from injuries, helps control blood sugar, and even supports brain health. Unlike cardio, which boosts endurance, strength training directly targets the muscles that help you rise from a chair, carry groceries, or steady yourself on uneven ground. It also protects bone density, which is crucial for preventing fractures. As muscles contract and pull on bones, they stimulate bone-building cells, helping combat osteoporosis naturally. Many seniors avoid strength training because they think it means lifting heavy weights or going to a gym. But the most effective routines are simple, low impact, and can be done at home in just 10 minutes a day. Tools like resistance bands are lightweight, affordable, and perfect for aging joints. They provide enough resistance to activate muscle fibers without stressing tendons or requiring complicated movements. A few consistent moves like seated rows, bicep curls, and gentle squats can quickly restore strength, flexibility, and confidence. You don't need to start big. Keep a resistance band near your favorite chair or television remote. Try one set of 3 basic moves every other day. With proper form and slow progression, results can appear in just a few weeks. Many seniors report not only physical improvements, but also mental boosts from the sense of accomplishment and renewed control over their bodies. It's about function, not fitness. So if you're listening right now and wondering whether strength training is for you, here's a challenge. Grab a resistance band or even a hand towel. Sit up tall. Try 1 slow row, pulling toward your chest and squeezing your shoulder blades. That's 1 rep. If you can do that, you're already on your way to stronger, more stable days ahead. Mistake number 5, overlooking sleep quality. Sleep isn't just rest, it's repair. Yet for many older adults, quality sleep becomes harder to find. You might fall asleep fine, but wake up at 3 a.m. and can't get back. Or you drift off only to feel groggy in the morning. as if you barely slept at all. It's easy to brush off poor sleep as part of aging, but the truth is more complicated. The body and brain rely on consistent, deep sleep to process memories, regulate hormones, and repair cells. When that cycle is disrupted, it can quietly accelerate aging in ways many people don't expect, impacting balance, blood sugar, immune strength, and even decision-making. Evelyn, a 74-year-old widow from Des Moines, had always been a light sleeper. After her husband passed, her sleep became even more fragmented. She'd wake to small noises, check the clock, toss and turn, and sometimes just give up and make coffee at 4 a.m. Over time, she noticed her memory slipping. Names were harder to recall, and she found herself getting irritable over small things. Her daughter finally convinced her to talk to her doctor. A sleep study showed her REM sleep, the deep stage of dreaming and mental processing, was barely registering. Evelyn hadn't realized just how much her disrupted nights were affecting her days. According to Harvard Health, the structure of sleep changes as we age. Older adults often spend less time in restorative REM sleep and more time in lighter stages, which are more prone to disruption. This is partly due to shifts in circadian rhythms and partly due to medical issues like arthritis, bladder urgency, or side effects from medications. But reduced sleep quality, especially over time, has been directly linked to memory problems, slower reaction times, increased falls, and even higher risk for heart disease and type 2 diabetes. It also contributes to depression and anxiety, creating a feedback loop that makes sleep even harder. Lack of sleep doesn't just make you tired, it disrupts your body's internal repair shop. During deep sleep, the brain flushes out waste proteins, including those linked to Alzheimer's disease. Muscles rebuild, blood pressure resets, and the immune system is reinforced. When sleep is broken, this entire healing process is cut short. Over time, you're not just tired, you're less resilient. Your thinking slows, your mood sours, and your body becomes more vulnerable to illness and injury. But sleep quality isn't just luck. You can improve it with simple, consistent habits. One of the most effective strategies is creating a wind-down routine in the evening. This tells your body it's time to shift from alert mode to rest mode. For some, that means dimming lights an hour before bed, putting away electronics, sipping a cup of herbal tea, or reading a calming book. Others use gentle stretches, soft music, or even a lavender pillow spray to signal sleep. The key is consistency, doing the same steps in the same order around the same time each night. This builds a rhythm your body begins to recognize and respond to. Also pay attention to the sleep environment. A cool, dark, quiet room supports deeper sleep. If outside noise is a problem, try white noise or soft earplugs. Make sure your mattress and pillows support your body. Many seniors find that investing in a firmer mattress or adjustable bed makes a world of difference. And avoid large meals, caffeine, or alcohol within a few hours of bedtime, as these all interfere with your body's ability to settle into deep sleep. Sometimes just tracking your sleep can reveal patterns you didn't notice. Many people discover their sleep quality is worse on nights when they use certain screens, skip their evening routine, or stay up too late. Free apps or simple sleep logs can help you spot what's working and what's not. Right now, ask yourself, how did you sleep last night? Did you wake up refreshed or still tired? Did you toss and turn or sleep straight through? If improving your nights could improve your days, would it be worth changing 1 or 2 habits this week? And if you're ready to make it to 75 and beyond, with a clearer head, a stronger mood, and a body that feels truly rested, hit that like button and share this with someone else who might be struggling to sleep well too. Because the journey to better health starts with one peaceful night. Mistake number 6, avoiding mental challenges. The brain, like any muscle, weakens when it's not used. Many seniors are told to take it easy in retirement, but for the mind, that can be a dangerous invitation to stagnate. When the brain isn't challenged, when it isn't learning, adapting, or engaged, it starts to slow down. Memory gets patchy, reaction time drags, and decision-making becomes harder. It doesn't happen overnight. It's subtle at first, forgetting a name, losing your train of thought mid-sentence. But over time, the lack of mental stimulation compounds into cognitive decline. And unlike a pulled muscle or stiff joint, these losses are harder to recover without consistent effort. Tom, a retired accountant from Chicago, was never a crossword guy. Numbers were his thing. But after he stopped working at 67, his daily routines shrank. He watched more TV, ran fewer errands, and spent most days in quiet. One afternoon, he got invited to a local bridge club. He'd never played, but decided to give it a shot. That decision changed everything. Learning the rules, remembering strategies, chatting with fellow players, it lit up parts of his mind he hadn't used in years. After a few months, he noticed a sharper memory, improved mood, and even better sleep. The game, as it turned out, was giving his brain a workout. The National Institute on Aging emphasizes that the brain remains capable of growth well into our later decades, thanks to a concept called neuroplasticity. It's the brain's ability to form new connections, even after injury or age-related changes. But it only happens when we actively challenge it. Learning a new skill, solving puzzles, practicing memory games, or engaging in complex conversations all activate and strengthen these mental circuits. Without this, cognitive abilities can decline faster than expected, not because of illness, but because of disuse. The risks of underusing the brain go beyond just forgetfulness. Isolation, depression, and even increased risk for dementia are tied to a lack of mental and social stimulation. When the mind isn't engaged, we're more likely to withdraw, feel disconnected, and lose a sense of purpose. That's why maintaining mental challenge isn't just about memory, it's about quality of life. The good news? Brain exercise doesn't require expensive software or long classes. Daily puzzles, crosswords, Sudoku, word scrambles are simple and effective. So is learning a new hobby, practicing a second language, or trying brain training apps. Even watching documentaries or reading nonfiction keeps your mind processing and absorbing new information. Social interaction multiplies the benefit. Chatting, debating, laughing all stimulate brain regions tied to memory and emotion. Technology can also help. If you're not tech savvy, now's the time to get curious. Social connection apps like Zoom or WhatsApp help you stay in touch, while puzzle apps like Lumosity or Wordscapes offer daily challenges tailored to your skill level. If using a smartphone feels intimidating, start small. Open your device, locate the App Store, and search for Brain Games. Download one free app and try a 5-minute challenge each morning. These small actions, repeated daily, add up to lasting protection for your mind. Now here's a quick quiz. What's a word that starts with S and keeps your brain active, often found in newspapers and enjoyed with morning coffee? If you thought Sudoku or scramble, you're already in the right mindset. Keep stretching that brain. It wants to be used. By keeping your mind engaged, you not only protect your memory, you increase your chances of living a longer, fuller, and more connected life. In today's video, we uncovered 6 hidden mistakes that could be silently sabotaging your health and how to fix them. 1. Annual checkups. Set calendar reminders for yearly visits to stay on top of your health. 2. Move every hour. Take 5-minute breaks every hour to stay active and prevent stiffness. 3. Hydrate. Use the jug method to track your water intake and ensure you're staying hydrated. 4. Strength train. Incorporate resistance bands into your routine for quick, effective strength building. 5. Sleep well. Develop a wind-down routine to improve your sleep quality each night. 6. Brain work. Challenge your mind daily with puzzles or social activities to keep your brain sharp. The message here is simple. Small, consistent steps lead to big longevity gains. By focusing on these manageable habits, you can enjoy better health, a sharper mind, and a more active, independent life. These aren't just quick fixes. They're sustainable habits that add years to your life. Remember, it's never too late to start. Each positive change you make today will compound over time, and you'll thank yourself later. Stay committed and take one action from today's tips. Whether it's setting that reminder for your next checkup or grabbing a resistance band for a quick routine, the choice is yours and the rewards are enormous. Now it's time to take action. Which fix will you start tomorrow? Will it be setting that reminder for your next checkup, or maybe getting up every hour to stretch? Comment below and let us know. Every small change you make is a step toward a longer, healthier life. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. That way, you'll always have a tool belt full of tips for healthy living, delivered straight to your feed each week. And if you know other seniors who could benefit from these life-extending tips, share this video with them. Let's help our community stay strong and active. Remember, you deserve every extra healthy year. Let's get to 75 and beyond together. Keep taking those steps, and we'll be here with you every week to guide the way.